everybody, good morning. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Mike Turner. I work in the Pro Sound and Stage Lighting Will Call showroom. Today we're going to be unboxing the Chauvet NIMBUS low-lying fog machine. This uses dry ice. This thing's killer. Here we go. Nice nifty handles right on the top. This is always nice. You'll see here that we have the power supply here that actually has a power con connector. For those of you that may not be very familiar with this actually plugs in a very unique way. It looks similar to a speak-on cable, and it actually locks in. So none of those things where somebody accidentally steps on the cable and you push the machine away and all of a sudden it's unplugged and you don't find out until it's too late. So high five to Chauvet on this. Looks like we have some instructions here on how to use it and store it. All right. Here we go. There we have it. So now in looking at it, this thing is built. This is not some cheap plastic. I mean, yes, I believe it's plastic, but this is very, very sturdy, very, very well built. This here looks like the handle that actually drops the dry ice into the boiling water. Again, very easy to use. It looks like you have two levels here. On the top, looks like you've got some nice means of opening it here. And of course, gotta love our foam. And as you'll see in there, that is where the dry ice will go. Very, very safe. The way this machine works, and one thing you're going to love, you no longer have to go buy fog fluid, low-lying fluid, nothing of that sort. The way this works, it'll actually use dry ice, and inside there's two components. There's a component that's actually going to heat the water, and then there's the component that's actually going to drop the ice into the water, as you can see here with the various levels, to control your output of the dry ice. Very, very nice here. Another reason why people might say, well, why do I want a dry ice machine versus a fogger? Well, the way a fogger works is it essentially heats up a solution that puts tiny, tiny particles into the air. Well, because it comes out hot, in the past, the only way to keep that down on the ground would be to run it through a chamber of ice. Problem with that is when it's running through a chamber of ice, you get leaky components. And then as soon as it gets out there and it gets, rustled around by the people that might be dancing, it ends up being just a normal fog machine. With the dry ice, the fog stays on the floor and it'll dissipate in the same way that you would see dry ice, dissipate over like a nice fancy strawberry dish where you've seen at those high-end restaurants or something along those lines. So they're very clean. There's no residue. It's just the way to do it. So we're going to go ahead and fire this bad boy up. We're going to go run and grab some water and some dry ice. And then Tim, our Chauvet rep, is actually going to be back here to show us how to use this. We'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Tim Edwards, and I work with Chauvet here in Southern California. This is the NIMBUS machine, and we've already got a little preview of what it's about, how it works and so forth, and what it looks like. What I'm going to do now is put dry ice pellets into the stainless steel bin. We'll drop it into the hot water. What you'll see happen is just a chemical reaction of the dry ice hitting the hot water, and then it shoots out the low-lying fog. There's no fans required. It goes as long as the dry ice lasts or until you pull it up out of the hot water. A safety note, please. This is dry ice will cause burns, just as though you had burnt yourself on a stove or over a fire. So wear gloves. Don't hold it in your arms like this. It'll burn your skin anywhere it's directly touching the skin. So you want to be very cautious about that. I don't have one of those ice scoopers, the steel ones. It would be nice to have. We just kind of were going for it. So, this is what the dry ice pellets look like. And that's my foam. I can't even see under there. Is that it?
Oh, we're probably good.
Okay. So we close it up so it seals it. And now, Mike, I'm going to drop it.
All right.
Drop it like it's hot. There's no fans here. That's just coming out on its own. So this is, I'm going to step out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 15 foot from the machine, and this is where perhaps your bride and groom would be dancing. It will fill up the entire floor, no problem. There are 2 heating elements with this machine. You can use just one. The warm-up time takes a little longer. Using 2 heating elements will heat it up quicker, and also what happens, this dry ice does quench that hot water. So you can see that once it rises and dissipates, it does not fog up the rest of the atmosphere. It remains the low-lying fog until it becomes inert. It's basically carbon dioxide. It's a gas in a solid form. It's so cold that it's in a solid form. Just to give you a scale, I'm going to walk into the room. So this is 30 feet.
Still going.
Oh, yeah, it'll keep going. And the water's cooled down somewhat because the dry ice cools the water quickly. So there's still dry ice in the bucket. It's just that the water is not nearly as cold as it was, and some of the dry ice has been consumed. So at this point, if this were still plugged in, the heating elements would have come on automatically, and they would have kept on keeping the water as warm as possible. But eventually they lose that war. The dry ice will win.